The flow of money from Borough, from the labours of those who lived in their cramped terraces, was immense. If we follow that flow, we arrive at a place that is still the antithesis of terrace living, as though the man who commissioned it was determined to prove by its size and splendour that his role in the business of Borough was what counted. By 1860, the money flowing from the Borough was in the many, many millions in today's values. And Henry Ayers, principal director of the monster mine, built himself a house that befit his station. Here, Ayers House, Adelaide. Sir Henry, who became Premier of South Australia and after whom Uluru was called Ayers Rock, lived and entertained in a manner befitting his station in this grand house. This was very much an upstairs, downstairs sort of place with liveried servants tugging the forelock, toing and froing. But it wouldn't matter what your station. Couldn't fail to be impressed by the architecture and its scale. It's interesting, Dorothy, coming from the Borough to here, because the prophet from the Borough built this.
Yes, plans were drawn up around 1858 to extend the house because Henry's movement into the political arena took him into a different social sphere, and he was then more interested in showing the world how well he had done in his life.
Just looking at the house itself, how many rooms?
Including the cellar rooms and the underground sitting room and the underground book room, etc. down below, there are 44.
44 rooms. This is an enormous house.
It is.
How many people lived here?
There was Henry, his wife, and 4 boys and 2 girls. The servants would have been as many as 8 living on site indoors. It was a very busy household.
When Henry Ayers became Premier of South Australia, this was more than a busy household. It was a seat of power. Ayers held cabinet meetings in this house, and in summertime, when the heat was oppressive, he held them in the cool surroundings of his underground book room. Probably a unique venue for a government to do business.